What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL podcast, back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak, and this is the 2019 Week 10 Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears episode. Big game as the Lions Bears. Whenever they play each other, it's a big battle. It's a hated rivalry. The Bears swept the matchup last year and looking to do the same this year. Breaking news going into this game was that Matthew Stafford had been ruled out with a back injury that he suffered the week before, which took a lot of people by surprise. So the Bears go from, expecting to go up against Stafford to go up against backup quarterback Jeff Driscoll, who would get the start. And, big game for both teams. Bears looking to snap their 4-game losing streak. Lions looking to get back to 500. The 3-4-1 Lions at the 3-5 Bears. Lions started out with a 22-yard made field goal by Matt Prater, and it's 3-0 Lions lead. Kyle Fuller called for a hit on Jeff Driscoll as he slid for a first down, said it was a hit to the head. I didn't like the call. I thought the quarterback outside of the pocket running around gets the same, doesn't get the same protections as when he's in the pocket. And this was clearly a hit to the shoulder. And he was fighting for the first down and risking getting hit. You really want defenders pulling up there? I don't think that's what the NFL wants. But who knows with the calls that they're making. There was some interesting calls in this game. An obvious hold on Bears linebacker Khalil Mack was not called. He gets held almost, every game. You see Khalil Mack get held, and he doesn't get the calls that often. So I'd like to see that happen a little bit more. But, I feel weird rooting for more penalties flags to be thrown because there's already too many as there is. But Matt Prater would hit a 54-yard field goal to make it 6-0. And I got a big problem here. I think this is all on Bears head coach Matt Nagy, a coaching blunder here. The Lions are facing 3rd and 10 on the Bears' 35-yard line when quarterback Jeff Driscoll will be called for delay of game. So that moves them back to the Bears' 40 and a 3rd and 15, nearly out of Matt Prater field goal range. Although it's widely known, anyone that watches football knows that Matt Prater has a huge leg. His career long is an NFL record 64-yarder, and his season long is a 55-yarder. So we should all know that Matt Prater is not only reliable from deep, but can kick it further than just about anybody. Jeff Driscoll throws a 4-yard pass to Danny Amendola, forcing a 4th and 11 and a 54-yard field goal attempt, but a penalty on the play for illegal formation on the Lions, which would move them out of field goal range entirely in the 3rd and 20. Then you'd have to run one more play, but as the head coach of an elite defensive unit, you would think you could trust that defense to make a stop. Instead, Bears head coach Matt Nagy declines the penalty. So the Lions are looking at 4th and 11. Well, in field goal range. Matt Patricia knows that and immediately signals for the field goal unit to come out, knowing that Matt Prater can make it from that distance, 54 yards. In my opinion, why not accept the penalty, push Detroit back out of field goal range in a game that scoring is going to be at a premium? You're going backup quarterback against one of the worst offenses in football in the Bears. Mitch Trubisky's had a tough time all season getting it going. So if I'm Matt Nagy, I'm expecting a field goal battle, a low-scoring game. So giving away good looks at a field goal is not ideal, and that's what I feel like he did here. You should know Matt Prater can hit a 54-yarder. Why not push him back? And what would have been, if it's 3rd and 20 and they gain no yards, Matt Prater's looking at a 63-yard field goal attempt. Even if they get 4 yards like what they got on 3rd down originally, you're still looking at a 59-yard field goal. He would need 9 yards on that play to get back where they were to 54-yard field goal. I'll take my chances on that. If you can pick up 9 yards on the Bears defense, sure, but prove it to me. I'm not just going to give you that field goal attempt. So, inexcusably bad coaching by Matt Nagy, and it's these small details that lead you to a below 500 team. You know, you can have the most talented roster in football, but if you don't pay attention to the details and do dumb shit like this, you know, you're gonna struggle, and that's what the Bears are doing. But regardless, they dropped down 6-0 Lions lead. Mitch Trubisky would throw a beautiful 18-yard touchdown pass to tight end Ben Braunecker to give the Bears a 7-6 lead going into the half. So 7-6 Bears lead at halftime. In the second half, Mitch Trubisky throws a 9-yard touchdown pass to running back Tariq Cohen. Imagine that. You get Tariq Cohen out in space where he can use his speed and athleticism, and he gets a touchdown. But kicker Eddie Pinheiro would miss the extra point, so it's still a 7-point game at 13-6 Bears. Jeff Driscoll would throw an interception right to Bears linebacker Nick Kwiatkowski, who stepped in nicely throughout the game for Danny Trevathan, who injured his elbow in the game. Trubisky would then throw a 24-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Taylor Gabriel. The Bears jump out to a 20-6 lead on the Lions. Trubisky had thrown for 3 touchdowns in this game. Looking good. He likes to play against the Lions. Maybe not so much anybody else in the NFL, but the Lions for sure. Jeff Driscoll throws a 47-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Kenny Golladay, who, in my opinion, got away with a push-off on Bears corner Kyle Fuller, cuts the lead to 20-13. And this is the second, not second straight week, but, it's the second straight week in a row that Kyle Fuller has gotten pushed off of, and it ends up in a touchdown. Zach Ertz pushed off on Kyle Fuller last week against the Eagles. Now we got Kenny Golladay doing it. Matt Nagy and the Bears challenged none of those. Don't even try to win that. I don't understand, but whatever. I know they're not reversing pass interference calls, but like if you see an obvious offensive pass interference, why not throw the flag? You know, if the refs don't get it right, then you can yell at them. But I would have been fine with challenging that. Driscoll Hail Mary attempt at the end of the game is incomplete, and the Bears defeat the Lions 20-13 in Soldier Field. A big, big win for the Bears that snaps their 4-game losing streak. Now, you can say all you want, the Bears got to win. And, the reason the Bears won was because they were playing the backup quarterback. That's 100% true, but I could care less. It was all about snapping that losing streak, getting a much-needed win, and maybe, just maybe, this team can wake up a little bit and build off of that win. Get a little winning streak going. I fully believe if the Bears can find a way to beat the Rams on Sunday night in Week 11, get a 2-game winning streak, their next 2 games are very winnable against the Giants and then at Detroit on Thanksgiving. My hope is that, by Thanksgiving, the Bears can have a 4-game winning streak. So we'll see if they can get that going, get some momentum. Trubisky throws 16 of 23 for 173 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no turnovers. Confidence-building game for him, but like I said, he has struggled. This marks Trubisky's 13th straight start without passing for 300 or more yards. Rookie running back David Montgomery, 17 rushes for 60 yards. Allen Robinson, 6 catches for 86 yards. Taylor Gabriel, 4 catches for 39 yards and a touchdown. Linebacker Nick Kwiatkowski, who stepped in nicely for Danny Trevathan, records 8 tackles, a sack, and an interception. And kicker Eddie Pinheiro goes 2 for 3 on extra points. For the Lions, quarterback Jeff Driscoll gets the start and combines for 306 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Running back J.D. McKissick combines for 55 yards. And the Lions are held to fewer than 100 team rushing yards for the 5th straight game. So ever since Kerryon Johnson went down with that injury, you see the Lions running game right back where they used to be, struggling not able to get anything going. So that puts way too much pressure on the passing game in Detroit and on Calvin Johnson. Wide receiver Kenny Galladay, 3 catches for 57 yards and a touchdown. And he joins Calvin Johnson and Herman Moore as the only Lions players with 8 or more receiving touchdowns through the first 9 games of the season. So great company for Galladay to be in. Defensive end Trey Flowers records 6 tackles, a sack, and 2 tackles for loss. And kicker Matt Prater goes 2 for 2 on field goals and 1 of 1 on extra points. Injuries in this game, Lions running back Ty Johnson suffers a concussion and did not return. And Bears linebacker Danny Trevathan suffers an elbow injury, expected to miss a decent amount of time. The Bears improved to 4-5, and like I mentioned earlier, are set up for a huge game at the 5-4 LA Rams on Sunday Night Football on NBC, primetime game. The Bears kicked the Rams' ass in primetime on Sunday night last year in Chicago. The weather played a big part in that, but I'm hoping that the Bears gain confidence from that game and are ready to go for this one. It's a must-win game. If you fall to 4-6, you can pretty much kiss the season goodbye, kiss the playoffs goodbye. You win this game, get to 5-5, get a 2-game winning streak, have the Giants up next. It's all about getting into November and December. It's all about stacking wins. So it may look, especially at 3-5, it looked like the season was just about over for the Bears and all hope was lost. You get to 5-5, you get to 7-5 with a 4-game winning streak, and anything's possible. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully this is a confidence-building game for Mitch Trubisky, and he continues to try and wing the ball around the field. The Lions, they dropped to 3-5-1, not where they wanted to be, as they've gone 1-5 since their 2-0-1 start. The Lions not in a good spot right now, losing too many games. They'll have a home game next week against the 5-4 Dallas Cowboys. A must-win game for the Lions, but it looks like Stafford's going to miss some time with that back injury. So the Lions could be about to pack it in for the year and be looking at draft picks. So that's a big game for the Cowboys too, as they can't afford too many more losses. Big game for the Rams against the Bears. They can't afford too many losses. So it's getting to that time of year where every win is crucial if you want to make the playoffs and continue your season. No one wants to go home early. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave a comment. Go Bears. We'll see what they do in Week 11 against the Rams. I'm going to go ahead and predict it. I'm going to go ahead and say the Bears go into L.A., go into the L.A. Coliseum, beat the Rams. I think the Bears have the Rams number. I think, Jared Goff and that offense doesn't know what to do with this Bears defense, and we got to get pressure on Goff, got to make plays, but I think it might be a breakout game the defense needs, maybe a couple defensive scores against this Rams unit. And, sitting at 4-5, a lot of you I know are not that excited, not that confident in the Bears. I'm actually a little excited about what the future holds here. Sitting at 4-5, I think there's room to go on a winning streak and get back into this thing. My goal, the only thing I'm looking at, is getting to 7-5 by Thanksgiving. So that's my prediction. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'll be back next week with more Bears talk on the podcast. Stay tuned and appreciate the support, guys. Peace out.